Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. Today it has definitely been and it continues to be a rough day in the stock market. So I decided, hey Jose, let's take a quick look at some stocks that are looking pretty attractive at these levels. So starting off with the first episode, I'm going to take a quick look in the semiconductor industry, right? This is a market I'm super familiar with. I'm an electrical engineer, so I come with a background in both education and career-wise in this market. So I'm going to take a quick look at 4 stocks, show the overall price points and what I think about the current stock prices. So let's get started. So like always, if this is your first time here, guys, make sure to hit the thumbs up, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and on the pinned comment there should be 10 free stock ideas. If you guys want to know more, find out and check that link out. So the first company we're going to take a quick look at is my number 1 position in my portfolio. This is a tier 1 company, and this is NVIDIA, traded under the ticker NVDA under the Nasdaq. It finally broke under 200 after the overall excitement in this stock. We can see from its 52-week high, the stock has definitely seen better days, is down about 13.2%. So NVIDIA right now, with the current price down about 4.4% in one day. It's definitely been a crazy day in some of our portfolios right now. But remember, long-term investment, we gotta have that long-term mindset that, hey, noise right now, we're not gonna remember in the future. So why am I excited about NVIDIA? First, this is a company that focuses in GPUs, graphics processing units, and GPUs are pretty much used to run the world. I mean, they're used for gamings, they're used for data center, artificial intelligence, machine learnings, they're used for professional visualizations, and for the autonomous markets. And those are 4 markets that NVIDIA is hitting. If we take a look at their most recent earnings, they kind of show us like their first half of 2022 compared to about 5 years ago, and how their overall revenue has changed, right? Gaming used to be over 50% of this company's total market in forms of revenue. Now it's about 48%, so less than half. And you have things like data center growing at crazy levels. NVIDIA is profitable and they have strong gross margins of about 66%. Another thing I like about NVIDIA is not only are they a hardware company, they're also focusing in software companies or software as a services, and they're also doing software and hardware infrastructure as a service. So NVIDIA at these levels is looking pretty attractive if one's looking to add into. This is more dollar cost averaging though, right? I don't believe right now we've seen the big dip where it's time to load the truck. This is just my opinion, right? Right now it's more the ability to dollar cost average into great positions at great prices. The second company is also a tier 1 stock in my portfolio. I believe this is my number 2 biggest stock in my account, and this is AMD. Like I mentioned, I am a semiconductor guy, so those are usually my main players. I invest in other companies, but my top 2 are NVIDIA and AMD. Do you want 10 free stock picks right now? Well, if you do, let's take a quick listen to today's sponsor, a great reason why I'm able to provide so much content to you guys for free. I want to thank The Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Motley Fool is a company that provides investing insight and stock recommendations for investors of all skill sets and risk levels. You all know how much I love researching new stocks and trying to find the next best investment. So I'm proud to partner with The Motley Fool to bring you 10 free stock picks from their popular product, Stock Advisor. Stock Advisor has beat the market by more than 4x. Go to fool.com/Jose to get your free 10 stock picks now. AMD right now, not a big hit like NVIDIA. I think AMD has taken quite a hit in the past few weeks, so it's already kind of used to the downturn. It's down about 1.84% right now, and we can see from its 52-week high, the stock is down 15.33%. Very similar like NVIDIA, AMD hits a very interesting market, right? They create processors in forms of CPUs and graphics cards that are used in both mobile laptops, in your desktops. It's used in data centers. It's used in numerous stuff from gaming, data center, and machine learning and artificial intelligence, right? So AMD is also in a very interesting market. If we take a look at their most recent revenue, quarter was up 99% compared to the same time last year. And this was for their quarter 2 2021 earnings, which were about 2-3 months ago, maybe 3 months from now, July 27th, and they were even up quarter over quarter. Both AMD, I mean, all these companies we're going to look at are in the semiconductor industry, so the semiconductor shortage has definitely affected their stock prices. I do want to say the volatility there is going to continue as well, so something to keep in mind. But AMD, in most recent September 30th of 2021, so less than a week ago, Google expands their collaboration with AMD. They're going to be using a lot of more of their virtual machines are going to be powered by AMD's most recent server processor, which is their EPYC third generation EPYC. So you can see NVIDIA, AMD, strong players. Now another one that's super interesting. This is one called ASML Holdings. This one right now is down about 3.81%. It was down about 4% at one time today. ASML is a semiconductor industry that is in the semiconductor industry, and they provide services to pretty much all the manufacturers of semiconductors. They create they create some of these products that are needed for the manufacturing of semiconductors. And this is a very important player, right? Because it doesn't matter who the real winner is in the semiconductor industry, more likely they are going to be producing some form of semiconductor, and they're going to need equipment from ASML. If we take a look at their most recent earnings, which they reported on July 25th of 2021, their net sales grew by 35% compared to the same time last year. Very similar to every company we're looking at. They're all profitable, they're all positive in cash flow from operations, and they're still growing at impressive levels. If we take a quick look, one thing I'm very excited about ASML is they have a very strong buyback program, and we can see for the September of 20th of 2021, between September 13 to September 17, this company was buying over 50,000 shares every single day at an average price of 734 euros. Just to keep in count, 730 euros is around 850 American dollars. Right now, ASML is sitting at 713 American US dollars, right? So management, we're buying back these shares at over $100 where the stock price is at right now. And we can see right now ASML did give us their report for October 4th of 2021, and on September 30th they bought 60,000 shares. On October 1st they bought about 61,000 at euros of 635. That's about $700 still. So ASML right now is cheaper than where management was just buying a few days ago, and they really bought some heavy positions. So that's super interesting for sure for ASML. And we can take a quick look at the final stock I wanted to take a quick look at is Qualcomm. So Qualcomm is traded under the NASDAQ as ticker QCOM. But first, let's take a quick look at ASML. From its 52-week high, the stock is down roughly 20%. If we take a look at Qualcomm from its 52-week high, the stock has definitely seen better days. It's down about 22.82%. So Qualcomm pays a dividend. Like I mentioned, all of these are profitable. Qualcomm is a strong player in the 5G market, but they're also into the mobile processors. They're also into the Internet of Things, and they're also into like creating they create semiconductor solutions, or for example antennas, Bluetooth, things that do with RF, with Wi-Fi's, with processors, and things that go in things like for virtual reality, for augmented reality. So this is definitely an interesting company, a big player. If we take a look at their most recent earnings, they are leading the 5G transition, right? They are definitely one of the big players there, but they're also in the RF front end, in the Internet of Things, and in the automotive market, which continues to grow. If we take a look, their revenues grew a strong amount, about 60%, over 60% year over year in the most recent earnings. And we can take a look in today, October 4th of 2021. Qualcomm has partnered up to buy Veoneer. Veoneer is a publicly traded company called VNE, and Veoneer focuses in creating advanced driver assistance systems. We saw Qualcomm is really focusing on also the automotive sector. Here, Veoneer has like things to help out with vision systems, thermal sensing. They have radars, for example. They have lidars, for example. So this was definitely an interesting buy for Qualcomm, but it's definitely a market they are interested in, and they're buying it for about $4.5 billion. So all these companies are down a nice amount. Qualcomm for the day is down 1.4%. And I just want to say, right, in forms of technicals, all these stock prices, I want to say NVIDIA and AMD, the first two we looked at, these to me are more dollar cost averaging positions. The overall volatility in the market can give them a little bit more red days, but definitely a time if I want to get some skin in the game, time to dollar cost average. ASML, right, it's sitting a little bit more attractive in forms of technicals, especially the way buybacks are happening right now with the stock. I mean, management is buying about 60,000 shares at these prices. I wouldn't be surprised if today they're buying even more shares. So really liking ASML. Qualcomm, again, Qualcomm to me is probably the one that's looking the most attractive out of all of them right now in forms of technicals. I really like all the markets they're hitting, but in forms of technicals, Qualcomm looks the best. Like I mentioned, in form of PE ratio, they are all profitable. Qualcomm sitting at a forward PE ratio of 13.29. The highest is NVIDIA with 43.47. Then you have ASML and AMD in the mid to low 30s. So none of them are, I want to say, are screaming time to load up the truck, but it's definitely, in my opinion, saying, hey, Jose, if you are ever bullish in any of these companies and want to increase exposure, now's the time to dollar cost average. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Take care, have a good night, and see you next time.